Good morning students. Welcome back to our online session. Now previous class we were discussing the chapter Silk Road and I believe you have read the textbook up to that portion of the chapter. Today we can discuss the rest of the chapter. What did the narrator experienced throughout his journey? So now listen carefully. After that go through the animation video. Write the test today itself. So Silk Road written by Nick Middleton was the chapter that we were discussing. We start discussing in the previous class, and in the previous class we discussed that our narrator Nick Middleton was on his journey to Mount Kailash in Silk Road, and he wanted to complete his Kara. So he wished to visit Mount Kailash, and he had a driver with him, Teton, and there was another person who was accompanying him, Daniel, who was not moving to Kailash, but he was with him till Darchan. He was on his way somewhere else. So he was there with the narrator till Darchan. And we discussed that in order to reach to Kailash, they have to cross high mountain passes, and with the help of our narrator Nick Middleton and Daniel, Tesson was able to cross some snow-cladded roads. They used mud to avoid the slippery snow ways. So that's where we stopped. Now look at the rest of the story, means narration. It's not a story. So upon reaching the hill, they reached the hill, they noticed certain dark tents. All these three people, they noticed certain dark tents. They learned that those tents belongs to the nomads, people who wander about. Nomad's house, and see a Tibetan Mastiff guarding the tents. And I hope you know what is Mastiff. It's ferocious dogs, right? So see, they say that a Tibetan Mastiff guards the tent. When they reached near to the tents, the dogs with large jaws ran after their car. Upon entering the valley, they witnessed mountains and rivers covered in snow and ice. So when you read the chapter, you will come to know that these Mastiff dogs, they are used for guarding purpose. The dog which chased them, which chased their car for around 100 meters. So those dogs which guard these tents, they never allow a stranger to enter into their premise. And after escaping from that dog, after getting rid of that dog, they entered into the valley and they witnessed mountains, rivers, and snow and ice. That means snow covered mountains and hills, rivers. The ride on the hill starts turning sharper and bumpier. As they reached higher, the author could feel the pressure and notice they were at 5,210 meters above sea level. So author had a watch with him which shows this altitude from the sea level. So when he felt that pressure, atmospheric pressure, he noticed that he is at an altitude of 5,210 meters above sea level. After clearing the first hurdle of snow-filled roads, they were on and about. The author starts feeling uneasy due to the height and pressure. So this our author, he was not used to such a pressure variation, and he was not used to traveling to such heights. So he felt some uneasiness. But Teton was a native person, so he never felt anything like that. Our author was feeling some uneasiness due to this altitude variation and the atmospheric pressure which caused due to this altitude variation. At around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they stopped for lunch. So this is their travel to the top of the mountain. Finally, they reached a small town, Hore, in late afternoon. The author took a break in Hore and sat at the local cafe sipping on tea. But he didn't like the tea too. During this time, Teton got the car fixed and Daniel left for Lhasa. So why they took a break at Hore means their car, the two wheels, the two tires of the car got punctured in between their travel, and Teton, the driver, wanted to fix it because he doesn't have an extra Stephanie with him. So he wanted to fix it. That's why our narrator has to wait there, and Teton got the car fixed. But Daniel, as we discussed earlier, Daniel was on his way to Darshan, and he left from there. Daniel left for Lhasa from there. The author did not like Hore too much. The climate, the pressure that he felt over there, atmospheric pressure he felt over there, nothing. He doesn't like this Hore too much. Upon resuming the journey, they stay the night at a guest house in Darshan. And at night he suffers a lot. We see how he suffers from nose congestion due to the altitude change and chilly weather. So he finds it very difficult to breathe. After some time he feels that he lost all his oxygen from his lungs, and he couldn't tolerate that altitude change and chilly cold weather. He goes to see a Tibetan doctor and receives a 5-day course medication. After that, after seeing the doctor, after consulting the doctor and taking the medicine, it was not our usual medicine, and the doctor's attire also he describes like it's not like a usual doctor. He is wearing a Tibetan dress, and but the medicine he gave, it was good. After taking the medication, he felt better. After that, he feels better and enjoys his stay at Darshan, where he meets another pilgrim, Norbu, another character in the narration, Norbu. As Darshan had no pilgrims, the author finds relief and decides to complete his pilgrimage with him. If you read the last two paragraphs in a chapter, it goes like this. My initial relief at meeting Norbu, who was also staying in the guest house, was tempered by the realization that he was almost as ill-equipped as I was for the pilgrimage. He kept telling me how fat he was and how hard it was going to be, very high up. So finally the author could find someone who is ill-packed like him, and both of them decided to hire a yak for the rest of the journey, and they were both of the same temper. So they decided to enjoy the rest of their journey together, and the narration ends with Norbu's laughter. To sum up the Silk Road summary, we learn about the author's journey through the Silk Road and the determination of pilgrims and the hardships they face. Now read the text thoroughly and understand the story, the narration, and attend your test today itself. Take care. Bye-bye.